running in the second position. They were 2 and 3 wide coming through the final turn. And it was Dakota Armstrong who was the benefactor of the problems with the 55. Dakota Armstrong charges to the front and wins at Talladega.
I'm telling you, with 10 laps to go, it looked like he was out of contention, Kenny.
I thought they had problems. They were all the way at the back there.
At the stripe, Patrick Shelter was shown second. Tim George Jr. was third. Craig Ghost comes home fourth. Mikey Kyle in fifth.
How about Scott Stencil with a 7th place finish? Great job by him.
Leading with 1 lap to go, the 09 of Grant Enfinger. He's being scored in the 6th position.
What a race. What a finish.
That's why they don't pay anybody till they get to the start-finish line for the checkered flag.
Man. Grant Enfinger looking so strong going into turn number 3, blocking everyone he could, but it was the strong run on the inside of the racetrack. The 22, Dakota Armstrong, grabbed his first pole in the ARCA Racing Series earlier today, and now he celebrates his first ever win in the ARCA Racing Series, presented by Remax and Menards.
Kenny, I remember you telling me a year and a half ago that this kid had a lot of talent, great family, and it's great to see him with some early success.
We ran him 3 or 4 times last year, maybe a few more than that, and he did real good, and good family, and the kid's got a lot of talent.
He showed it today as he was able to play the chess game on the final turn of Talladega Superspeedway. Get out front.
Let's take a look now. This is coming off turn 2 on the very last lap.
He's in 5th spot.
Grant Enfinger still with the lead. Side by side, Steve Arpin in the 55. Now they start bumping. Patrick Shelter starts bumping the 22. The 77 starts bumping the 55, and then the bottom of the racetrack opens.
They're 3 wide, and the 22 gets out front. The 77 looks like a parachute was thrown on that race car as he drops back. The 55 was spinning. They were 3 and 4 wide coming out of the final turn as they were headed to the tri-oval.
How about Tim George Jr. with a 3rd place finish, his best career finish here in the ARCA Series.
This is a look at the 55 of Steve Arpin.
Yeah, they're going to get together when they get down here in turn number 3. The 55 is going to get together, and the 66. You see Steve right there. He kind of moves to the inside. He looked like he'd committed to the middle. And then the 16 of Joey Coulter was there on the bottom. They made contact, and then Joey got turned around when he got nudged from behind.
That was all just real close. Everyone jockeying around. It was no.
There's when Arpin goes sideways, and then Hal Martin gets into the back of the 16. He goes sideways. Those 2 race cars would continue on. Arpin comes home 14th.
There's another view right there. There's Joey Coulter. You see, he looked like he had a hole right then on the inside, and then Steve came down a little bit. They made a little contact, as you mentioned. Then the 16 got nudged from Hal Martin from behind.
Here's Steve Arpin. Straighten it back out, back up on the racetrack.
Grabs the gear.
Go, go, go.
Back in the throttle. And now we go down to Wendy Venerini, who's with 2nd place Patrick Shelter.
Can you imagine this car, Patrick Shelter, take a look at it, finish 2nd. They say aerodynamics are so important here, and the Bear Bond did its job for Patrick Shelter. What a ride those final laps.
Yeah, it really was. You know, we lost a draft there. We got a little damage, lost a draft. We thought it was going to go a lap down, but the Buffalo Wings and Rings Dodge Charger was real strong today. The guys did an awesome job getting everything back together for us. The last final laps, you know, I seen the outside row moving, so I moved up to the outside, and, you know, we had a good push from the 6, you know. He's doing real good, and you know, I just can't thank these guys enough for working so hard.
You came into this race 3rd, but you gained some points because the guys running for the championship finished behind you. That's got to feel good.
Yeah, you know, that's what we got to have. We got to have top 5 runs, and we got to beat the guys that we're going against in the championship points. You know, we got to finish in front of them. That's what it takes.
All right, congratulations to Patrick Shelter coming home 2nd with this machine.
Thanks, Wendy. Dakota Armstrong making his way to victory lane, and we will hear from Dakota coming out of the tri-oval And that's what he saw. A beautiful sight as the checkered flag flew. And the celebration began. How about that? The first win for Dakota Armstrong. It happens at the biggest racetrack on the circuit. Welcome back. The ARCA Racing Series took on Talladega Superspeedway, and the guy who makes it to victory lane is Dakota Armstrong. Let's go now to Jim Trado.
And he was 18 years of age at the start of this race. He aged a few years thanks to this race team. This car was in pieces after Daytona. Had a major accident. They came back together as a team. You tested this race car. You felt it was strong. But talk about not only the pole, but backing up with a big victory here, Dakota.
Wow, first of all, I got to thank the 60 car. I think he pushed me that entire lap all the way around. And I think about 10 to go, I thought we were just going to ride for 10th. But, I mean, I can't say enough about these guys. I mean, they gave me such a good car and worked so hard. I'm so happy we got to send the pole and win the race. And I feel bad because my dad didn't come to this race, so I know he missed out. My grandpa had surgery today. I know he's doing good. I know he's watching the race. But, man, what an awesome race. I'm so happy I could bring this 22 Dodge home for victory. You're back there with your teammate, 12th or 13th. They're single file. They're leaving you. What made it happen for you? Well, I think a bunch of the cars came up from behind. You know, we got up. I knew that the 31 we talked about, he was going to come up. So me and him, the 77, some other cars came up and they pushed us up to victory. And I mean, that was an awesome race.
How about the calls by Paul Andrews on that pit box? It sounded pretty methodical, but how good is it to have that much experience behind you in your first victory?
Oh, it's awesome. You know, at first I was like, I don't know if that was a good idea, but it worked out perfect. We only made one pit stop, and the car was just amazing the whole race. I can't say enough. It was an awesome race for us.
At age 18, Dakota Armstrong becomes the 32nd different winner here at Talladega in the ARCA Racing Series.